Hello guys, so today we have a DP-100 data scientist associate exam. So that is practice assessment for you. So that would be really help in your real exams. Okay, so we have total 15 exams. Please start to end guys page last end videos. Please watch the videos. Okay, so let's we have start the videos. Okay, so let's we have start without waste of time. Okay, for data scientist exam. So first question, you are working on an Azure machine learning project. The source data file are more than 1 GB, right? You need to recommend a file format to optimize data processing. Which file format should you use? Python for kids, CSV, XLS, maybe CSV files. Mostly we have used. So let's check Azure. Oh, so guys, per qt file source data file more than 1 MB. So per qt file we are using in data science, right? After 1 GB, right? So you can read out here. So go ahead, next question. You are working on an Azure machine learning project. You have following requirements. You need to create a reference to the data in its store with a copy of its metadata. No data should be copied. What should you do? So register data source where you data is located, create a data set, creates pipeline to transfer metadata only, use Azure Data Factory to ingest guess the data. Okay, so which option is the correct? Let's check that one. Which answer? Yeah, create data set is the correct answer first. Yeah, so you can read out here. Guys, let's go ahead, next question. You write model training scripts. You plan to use Microsoft in run and Azure machine learning. You need to load all record from a data set into pandas data frame. Which code segments should you add the script? So which code? Let's check. I'm not sure guys, so that one, yeah, option A is the correct answer. You can read out the facts behind of the correct answer. Go ahead, next question. You are creating an Azure machine learning project. You plan to use Azure machine learning designer. You need to recommend a training target. Which compute target should you recommend, right? So which option is the correct for you? You need to recommend target Databricks, remote and machine learning computer, Azure machine learning computer cluster. Remote. Let's check, guys, which option is correct. Yeah, Azure machine learning compute cluster is the correct answer. You can read out here fact. Okay, that is most important for this question. Go ahead, next question. A company has data scientists working on an application. A data scientist tried to application experiments and error message related to the version of library is displayed. You need to recommend solution to avoid the error in the future. Solution must minimize redundant environments. Which should you which solution should you recommend? Create register environment while running first experiment, then specified environment while replicating the experiment. Save a dark file For the first experiment, share the doc file with other data scientists that need to replicate experiment. Create register environment while running the first experiment, then create duplicate environments while replicate then experiments. Save, so that is save experiment .txt files is shared experiment, then use the file create new environment while replicating. So which option is correct, guys? Let's check option C, but oh, option A is the correct answer here. So create register of environment while running first experiment, specify environment while replicating the experiment. Okay, so option A is the correct answer, guys. So you can read out here. Let's check next question. You need to stop compute instance every day with a least amount effort. What should you do? Use Azure machine learning studio to stop compute instance. Create a script that use Azure machine learning SDK for Python software development kit, and schedule the script to run. Set up schedule Azure machine learning studio includes shutdown time. Set auto scale the compute instant to 0. Let's check, guys. Yeah, option C is the correct answer. Setup schedule Azure machine learning studio includes shutdown time. Okay, you can read out, that is must very important for you in your real exams. Okay, so we have next question. A company has a new Azure machine learning project with a low value of data. The company must avoid paying for virtual machine in Azure. You need to recommend the compute to use for a training workload. Which type of compute should you use? Inference cluster, local compute, compute cluster, compute instance. So which option is the correct, guys? Let's check. I'm not sure which option. Yeah, local compute is the correct answer. You can read out fact here. Go ahead, next question. A company has model built with Azure Learning to forecast inventor level. You train two version of the model and deploy them in blue-green function. You plan to send 10% of traffic to the blue model and the rest of the green model by using Python SDK version 2. You need to determine which values you should give the traffic parameter of the endpoint. Which value should you use? Blue 10, green 19, blue 19, green 10. Okay, blue 10 and blue green. Yeah, that option is correct. Let's check. Blue 10 and green 19, option A is the correct answer. You can read out and let's okay. Well, next question. You train a model in Azure machine learning. Your team does not want to manage itself infrastructure. You need to deploy the model as a scalable real-time endpoint. Which deployment options should you use? Managed online endpoints, Kubernetes online endpoints, bash endpoint, local web service. Okay, so which option is correct here? Kubernetes. Let's check. Mm, yeah, Next question. You plan to train machine learning model. You have an exist Azure machine learning workspace. You need to connect to the workspace by using following: Azure Machine Learning Python SDK version 2 configuration file the workspace. Which segments, which code segments should you use? Azure machine import client and to workspace. Let's check, guys. Option A from Azure AI machine learning import config. Okay, option is the correct answer. You can read out here. Next question. You are starting new data science project. You need to set up a compute environment. You need to choose a cloud-based environment that is pre-configuration with tools such as TensorFlow, scikit learning, and Azure CLI. What should you use? Visual Studio Code, local computer, Azure Data Scientist, virtual machine, Azure virtual machine. So which option is correct? Azure Data Scientist, virtual machine. Let's check, guys. Yeah, that's correct answer. Azure Data Science Virtual Machine is correct. This item tests the candidate's knowledge of compute environment for data science Azure. You can read out, guys, here. Go ahead, next question. You manage data science team and want to experiment with low priority virtual machine. To lower inference costs, you need to identify a good use case to use. Which use case should you identify? Asynchronous real-time fraud detection, a model, asynchronous batch inference pricing model, asynchronous batch inferencing credit risk model, and synchronous real-time document processing model. So let's say, guys, here. Okay, go ahead, next check. Oh, option A is B is the correct answer, and asynchronous batch inference pricing model. Okay, so go ahead, next question. A company plan to implement automated machine learning. You need to train a model. Which algorithm can you use? Each correct answer present a complete solution. Regression, dimensionality reduction, clustering, classification. So which option is correct? Let's check, guys. Oh, regression and classification is correct. So you can read out here. Go ahead, next question. You are training a model by using automated machine learning. You need to specify evaluation metrics that minimize and false positive rates for training model. Which metrics should you use? Recall, precision, accuracy, precision, accuracy. Let's see, guys. Precision is the correct answer. Okay, you can read out here. Go ahead, next question. You are optimizing hyper parameters by using Azure machine learning. You have the following requirements: use large search space of parameter for a model, find optimal parameter quickly, minimize runtime, switch sampling strategy should use. So which option is correct? Grid parameter sampling and bandit policies, random parameter sampling and transaction selection policies. So which option is correct here? Oh, random parameter. Let's check, guys. I'm not sure. Oh, that is option C is the correct. So go ahead, next question. You have an image classification machine learning project, machine client and configures. You need to Azure Python machine learning SDK v2 loads multiple images for machine learning model training. Which code segment use? Oh, multiple image training. Okay. Let's option C. Let's check, guys. I hope you have correct answer, but I'm not sure. Here, option A is the correct answer, guys. Can read out code and share description. Okay, go ahead, next question. You are working on machine learning project. You plan to load data into Azure machine learning table for the machine learning model training with the least number of steps possible. You need to determine the data type, select which data should use. A single CSV file at public URL, multiple TXT file containing data with proper schema. Okay, multiple image, single videos. Which option is correct? Okay. Yeah, option B is the correct answer. Okay, you can read out, say, guys. Go ahead, next question. You have been tasked to train a machine learning model that maximizing maximize accuracy. You need to protect the privacy of all participants of a case study whose data sets you choose. What should you do? Transform the data to log scale, delete some record from data sets, use differential and privacy with very high baseline value, use differentially privacy with slight low expressive. Okay, so which option is correct? Let's check, guys. Option D, different privacy setting. Okay, go ahead, next question. A company trained a new pipeline for customer classification in Azure Machine Learning Designer. You need to deploy the model as real-time endpoints. Which step must you perform before deploying the model? Send data the URL. Ensure EAUC is above 0.9. Execute Python script components. Convert the training pipeline and interface pipeline. Let's check, guys. Option D is the correct answer. You can read out here. And You are training a model to classification which house will sell in the next 3 months. Choose Azure Machine Learning Designer. You need to select algorithm to use that will support the non-line linearity of the model. Which algorithm? Two class classification regression and learning regression. Okay, so which option is correct? So okay, go ahead next. Let's check. Two class boosted decision tree is the correct answer. Okay, go ahead next question. You are working on natural language processing, NLP, natural language processing. You need to map token specific tag by using Azure Automation Machine Learning. Which format of data NLP tasks should you use? Data.tsk format names and let's check guys option C. Oh, option A is the correct answer. Okay, can read out here fact. Go ahead next question. You are training computer version model using Azure Automobile return bounding box coordinate of car image and parking lots. You need to define tasks using Azure Machine Learning Python software development to key. Okay, which task should you use? Azure AI classification image AI multimodal? Yes, yes. So segment model? No. Multiple model. Let's see. Oh, Azure AI Auto Image Project Detection. Yes. Let's check, guys. You can read out here. And you are consulting for startup. You need to recommend a low, no, and solution, no data scientist to training machine learning model. Which options, which solutions do you recommend? The machine learning studio. Let's see, guys, which option is correct here. Okay, so let's check. Oh, Azure Auto and Machine Learning ML is the correct answer here. You can read out here. Go ahead next question. A company use Azure Machine Learning. The company hired you create notebook for custom model training. You create notebook environment, the compute and training scripts. You need to train the model and deploy it. What should you do? Connect to the workspace, create command job, deploy model, and submit it model training. Bless you guys. Create command job. So that is correct answer here. First, you can read out here. Go ahead next question. A company working a new anomaly detection classifier. You plan to use the SVM classifier. You need to evaluate the accuracy of the model using scalar. Which model should you use? Score, fit, predict, log matrix, score. Yeah, score is correct answer. You can read out here. Go ahead next question. A company hired you to improve its machine learning model. The company required to write custom Python notebook to train a new model using Azure Machine Learning Software Development version 2. You need to connect to Workspace. Which solution should you use? Environment, model, MI computes machine learning. Which option is correct? Environment model. Let's say guys, so option machine learning client is the correct answer. You can read out here. Go ahead, next question. You are training a natural language processing model by using Azure Machine Learning Python software development key version to Jupyter Notebook instance configure a job. You need to submit a job running by using machine learning client dot job model. Get job, pilot job, stream job. Oh, get job. Oh, create update job. So that is correct. The option D. Okay, go ahead, next question. You need to verify that model training script works locally before running the job in the model setting the compute parameter of the command class. Which settings should you use? Compute local, compute machine learning, create new GP cluster, and that's one. Let's say guys, option is the correct. Option A, compute local, is the correct answer here. You can read out here. Go ahead, next question. You plan to optimize and hypermeter for machine learning model. You need to simple the hypermeter and space based following characteristic. Hyperparameters are discrete. All combination of the hyperparameter evaluate must be evaluated. Which sampling techniques should you use? Grid sampling, ball sampling, random sampling, Bayesian sampling. Let's say random. I'm not sure which option. Grid sample is correct answer for you. Please read out here. Go ahead, next question. You plan to optimize the hyper parameter for a machine learning model. You need to define the metric to evaluate the hyperparameter in sweep job. Which parameters should you use? Goal, compute, parameter, metric, and sampling algorithm. Let's say guys, parameter metric is the option C is the correct answer. Okay. This candidate knowledge define the parameter used to evaluate parameters should you meant in the sweep job in determined in the matrix by using parameter need to be evaluated. So which option is the correct here? Question. You create inference. You create inference. You create inference and pipeline for Azure machine learning in model. You need to create an entry script for the reference pipeline. Which two functions should you use in the entry script? Which correct answer present part of the solution? Run start initialization. Initialization might be less. Oh, init and run function is the correct answer here. You can read out here. Go ahead, next question for you. You configure existing model and new model as online deployments. You plan to use the managed online endpoint class of the Azure machine learning Python software development kit. It's DK version 2 duplicate percentage of the invocation to both models. You need to identify which parameter traffic kind tax meter traffic. Which option is correct? Let's talk. Option C is the correct answer. Mirror trap is the correct. You can read out, guys. Go ahead, next question. You train a model by using Azure Machine Learning. The model deployments will be invoked once a day with an input file and need to produce output file or prediction in a specific location in Azure Blob Storage. You need to deploy the model. Which solutions should you use? All are endpoints. Let's say, guys, oh, bash endpoint is the correct answer. You can read out here. Go ahead, next question. You plan to deploy bash endpoint for extract transform and load system. You create a script configure bash info unit ensure the script process 50 record at each run. Which parameters should you use? Instant count, minimize bash codes and spreading. Minimize bash. Let's say, guys, option B is the correct answer. You can read out here. Go ahead, next question. You plan to deploy a model with bash endpoint for an extract transform and load ETL project. You need to create a deployment definition. Which collection should you use? Bash deployment, online deployment, parallel and pipeline. So which option is the correct? Bash deployment. Correct answer here. You can read out here. Next question. An ETL process extract data from different systems. You need to specify the location of the data source when invoked the bash endpoint. Which parameters should you use? Input, journal, output. Output parameter. Let's say, guys, input parameter is the correct answer here. Okay, you can read out here, guys. Go ahead, next question. You plan to apply machine learning or operation practice. You need to trigger machine learning or model training pipeline that is configured to trigger by detecting in a change and repo repo. What should you use? Clone GitHub Azure, Deus privacy, GitHub Azure, Deus repository, change. Let's say, guys, option B, raise pull request to GitHub Azure Deus repository. Okay, go ahead, next question. You are working on machine learning project predicted a person heights based on their heights given in pounds. You plan to implement machine learning operation machine learning practice by triggering the machine learning or model training pipeline. You need to recommend an event type listen to that will be used trigger pipeline. Okay, machine learning type series recommends what's machine learning service dataset. So that is question for B कर सकते हैं. Let's say, guys, go next question. You have machine learning project. You install Azure or machine learning Mailflow package and create Azure machine learning workspace. You need to use Mailflow to track local experiments. What should you do first? Set to track environments name and training name and create data bricks. Experiment name. Let's say, guys, oh, set up track environment. Okay, so you can read out here. Go ahead, next question. You have Azure machine learning project, you change parameter model general competitive studies, you need to store different version of the model. What should you do? Application inside deployment training models. Okay, let's register the model. Here is the correct option, option D. You can read out here, guys. Go ahead, next question. A company plan to put machine learning jobs into production with machine learning flow. You need to save different version of the model after each training. Which path is artifact, guys. Oh, register model is the correct answer. You can read out here, that is most important. What should you do next? A company hire you lead a team for data scientists. You need to create custom environment to increase collaboration with a team by using Azure CLI Virtual Desk to version 2. Which commands should you use? AGML machine learning environments creates machine learning implementates machine learning so on. Let's say, guys, or no, Azure environment create. You can read out here. You are working on machine learning project. You need to run training script by using machine learning Python soft development tree version 2. Which class should you use? Environment command machine learning client default Azure credential default Azure credential default Azure credential Azure credential. So let's check environment command is the correct answer, guys. You can read out here. Go ahead, next question. You plan to train machine learning model by using scripts and machine learning problems. You need to pass parameter to script the set of number of estimated in the random forest machine learning algorithm. Value of the parameters should be set to 50. Which parameter of the command class should be used? Outputs code inputs command. Input is the command. Okay, inputs and C. Go ahead, next question. You are working machine learning project. You need to connect action CPU cluster and CPU on user machine learning software domain version to which option you start that. Let's say, guys, let's check. I'm not sure. Option C, D is the correct answer. Option D. CPU you can here read out. Go ahead, next question. You plan to optimize machine learning workflow using pipeline. You need to create a reference data source location, pass data to the first component. Which class should you use? Input, output, side token configuration, inputs. Let's say, guys. Oh, okay. A company hire you built a classification model on CRM data. You built a pipeline to clean data coming from CRM and train model data must clean to AM daily. You need to determine schedule use which recommend. Frequency for hour and interval to let's see, guys. 0 to so option is the correct answer here. Okay, you can read out here. Go ahead, next question. Company hire you debugging and machine learning process pipeline. In pipeline, you need to monitor the status of the pipeline, submitting it from auto authoring page to the use age pipeline machine learning starter. Which, let's say guys, which option is correct? Option A is the correct answer using pipeline submit. Okay, you can see here. The next question. Okay, plant pipeline machine learning model training data training the model. You need to pass data between the two pipelines step by using Azure machine learning subdevelopment tool. Which option is correct? Let's check guys here. Check no. Option A is the correct answer here. Go ahead, next question. You plan to train deploy a new customer segment, any customer segment, any customer segment. Customer segmentation model. You need to recommend a tool to deploy the trained model without specifying an environment human or scoring script. Which service should you use machine learning flow and Azure machine learning endpoint? Azure machine learning endpoint and Azure machine learning endpoints, bash endpoints or next routine. So let's say guys which option is correct here, or machine learning flow is the correct answer. Which option is the correct here? So option here is the yeah. So total we have 15 questions finished. I hope you watched and enjoy to starting to end the videos you watched guys. I hope so. Thank you for watching for these videos, and please share your colleagues and your friends, right? So that would be help your real exam in data scientist associates DP-100, right? Design implement data solution on Azure for. So that is the most important exams. Okay, that would be data analyst, data scientist exams. So thank you so much for your time. Have a good day. Bye bye. See you.